Hello and a warmest welcome to BA Football Best Analysis. At the start of the match, we observe Portugal's base structure, a classic 4-3-3 setup. This system creates a good balance between defensive solidity and attacking creativity, while also enabling efficient use of technically gifted players in the offensive phase. In position, Portugal uses two different mechanisms to provide width in each flank. On the right side, João Cancelo steps up from the defensive line, joining the attack and offering the necessary width while allowing more players to occupy central areas. On the left side, however, this role belongs to Pedro Neto. Neto maintains his position close to the touchline, keeping the pitch stretched and forcing the opposition defensive line to expand horizontally. This creates valuable space in the half spaces and central channels, areas where Portugal's technical players can progress the ball, combine, and generate chances. This contrast in wide roles is one of the key features of Portugal's attacking structure in this match. Here we observe Portugal's opening goal, which comes directly from the same attacking pattern described earlier. Pedro Neto, positioned on the left flank, maintains width perfectly and stays close to the touchline, giving himself enough space to receive the ball cleanly. Once he gets on the ball, Neto has the time and vision to deliver a precise cross into the penalty area without immediate pressure. However, the key detail here is not just the quality of the cross, but Portugal's excellent positioning inside the box. When the ball is delivered from wide areas, timing of movement and occupation of dangerous zones becomes crucial. Portugal's attackers attack the space intelligently, putting the defenders under constant pressure, and in the end, João Neves finishes the move with a precise header into the net. In this phase, we see a direct long ball from the Congo goalkeeper, a moment that clearly exposes one of Portugal's structural weaknesses. The main issue here is the large vertical distance between Portugal's lines. As we can see, the gap between the defensive line and the midfield line reaches around 20 meters, creating a significant space for second ball situations. In modern football, winning the aerial duel is not enough. The team that wins the second ball usually controls the entire sequence. Congo react faster and secure the second ball, then immediately adds numbers into the attacking phase, increasing pressure on Portugal's defensive line. After a subsequent delivery into the box, Portugal are forced to clear the danger, but rebound drops to a Congo player outside the penalty area. With no immediate pressure due to the distance from the defenders, he has enough time to set himself and strike at goal. In this scene, we observe Congo's compact and well-organized defensive structure. They mostly defend with a back five, and at times even drop one midfielder or winger deeper, effectively forming a back six to eliminate central spaces. What stands out is their discipline and commitment in individual duels. For example, when Bernardo Silva drops deeper into his own half to receive the ball, the Congo defender follows him closely, refusing to allow him time or space. Once Bernardo moves away from the danger zone and is no longer an immediate threat, the defender returns to his position, maintaining the team's defensive shape. Once again, we see Congo's compact defensive block, well organized and tightly packed in central areas, making life difficult for Portugal's attackers. However, one of the most effective solutions against such a low block is off-the-ball movement from deep areas, especially runs that are difficult to track. In this phase, Portugal's left back makes a smart underlapping run into the half space from a deep position. These movements are often hard to predict because the player arrives from behind the defensive line, making marking more complicated. This run disrupts Congo's defensive organization. Defenders are forced to adjust quickly, shifting and reacting under pressure, which creates a gap in structure. The ball is then played into the space created, and the Portuguese player finds himself in a one-on-one situation with the goalkeeper. However, the Congo goalkeeper reacts brilliantly, coming off his lane at the right moment and narrowing the angle to prevent the goal. In these two moments, we observe the tactical intelligence and positional awareness of Cristiano Ronaldo. He clearly understands both the defensive structure of Congo and the way their defenders operate in marking situations. To avoid direct marking, Ronaldo often intentionally positions himself in an offside-like zone. While this may seem unusual, it serves a clear tactical purpose. By staying behind the defensive line, he draws attention and keeps his marker engaged, disrupting defensive focus. Then, at the exact moment Portugal looked to progress or create an opportunity, Ronaldo makes a sudden, well-timed movement back into the space between the opposition lines. This quick positional shift creates hesitation among defenders. Should they step up with him or hold their space? Should they step up with him or hold their shape? This type of movement not only benefits Ronaldo himself by creating space to receive the ball, but also opens up passing lanes and attacking space for his teammates. He is not only trying to receive the ball, but actively manipulating the defensive structure and destabilizing its balance. This is a hallmark of elite experienced strikers, using positioning and timing to gain advantage even before the ball arrives. Here we see Congo's goal, coming from a short corner routine followed by a cross into the box. An effective use of set-piece structure. One of the key issues in this phase is Portugal's defensive organization during set pieces, a recurring vulnerability in their recent matches that still appears unresolved. Portugal are set up in a zonal marking system, meaning each player is responsible for a specific area rather than tracking individual opponents. This creates a situation where Congo player is able to enter a dangerous zone between defenders without direct contact or pressure. As a result, he meets the ball with relative freedom and manages to direct a header toward goal without significant interference. This moment once again highlights the importance of fine details in set-piece defending, where even small breakdowns in coordination or timing can lead directly to a goal. Here we observe repeated off-the-bar runs from Portugal as the team attempts to overload the right flank and create a numerical advantage in order to destabilize the opposition defensive structure. Through continuous movement and coordinated positioning on one side of the pitch, Portugal aimed to attract defenders and open space either behind or beside the defensive line. This is a common method used to break down compact defensive blocks. Eventually, after drawing defenders toward the right flank, a gap appears in the opposition structure. Portugal exploit this space and create a clear goal-scoring opportunity. However, at the final moment, Cristiano Ronaldo's finish lacks the required precision and the ball goes wide of the goal. A chance that with slightly better execution could easily have been converted. Thank you for watching. Godspeed.